Hello everyone, we are joined by Grandmaster Richard Rapport, who just won his game against Maxime Vachier-Lagrave. Congratulations, Richard. That's the first game of your semi-final. Could you please tell us about the key critical moments in this game?
Yeah, sure. Basically, Maxim played the Grunfeld, which he pretty much always does. So I decided to go for this line with Rook C1, which actually I think is completely harmless. And actually, I was not in the best spirits before the game, so I would like to apologize to my wife, and because she insisted that I try this line, that this is playable, but I was really upset about it. So basically speaking, the critical position is okay. Takes here. Takes check, rook c3, and here I think bishop, also the engine is pointing that bishop g4 just pretty much finishes the game instantly, f3, and rook d8. And this is like just a draw on the spot, so of course it continues, but there is not, a player with on Maxim's level, I think would have no difficulty to figure it out from here on. Yeah, but I was very lucky that he didn't know this line, and he went for e5, which of course looks very tempting as well. But I think it just shouldn't supposed to work. So d5, knight d4, and here, here I had the only difficult decision because of course I didn't prepare too much for this line, and here queen d2 or bishop d2, right? And queen d2 I believe is not that precise because it can be met with bishop h3. Okay, you cannot take because the knight f3, so castle is forced. And rook, some rook to c8, I don't know, maybe this one, doesn't really matter. And then the resulting, it's a very concrete line, like takes, I move my rook, I believe, to c2, maybe c1, doesn't matter, let's say here, queen a4, and the bishop b3, and here he has this idea to take, and queen a3. And now, okay, queen takes h3 will be completely winning, but my rook is hanging on c1, so I am forced to take g takes h3, and after that he has, of course, a very clear compensation dark squares.
Yeah, for a pawn, yeah.
Yeah, so that's... and I managed. So that's why bishop d2 has to be played, which I ended up playing, but luckily for me, after bishop d2, I believe white is just much better, so bishop d7 is a normal move. I took, takes rook c1. Yeah, okay, queen could go anywhere, but it doesn't change too much. And here, yeah, I could have just castled. I didn't see where is his great counterplay even after castle, but queen b3 looks so tempting. Actually, it's a very forced line because he must capture. I mean, yeah, he can retreat, but if he retreats, e4 is not even really hanging because of b7, so he's much worse, so he must take. And here, of course, probably the better move was to play rook c8 with one of the... Yeah, I'm not sure actually with one of the rooks.
Okay, let's try this one. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a difference it makes, and I would just play f4. And then try to have my center e5. And I believe white is much better, but what he did was actually, you know, the principled continuation, if you will, immediately going for center, typical Grunfeld style, but it just doesn't work. So maybe rook c7 is strong here as well, and checking d1, bishop b5, and just to
like,
go. Yeah, I'm not
here,
sure. This was also maybe a...
Here, and...
I think white is better here as well,
okay.
But what I did...
according to engine,
I did actually just much stronger because f3, and now basically his only move is to go back, but of course I mean...
It's not that easy, yeah?
I knew that he's not going to go back, so f5 is the follow-up, and now rook c7, and this was my only trick, which obviously he missed. The idea was that he would have preferred to take on e4. For instance, if I make a mistake, rook takes d7, then he takes f3, and I cannot really move my king because fg2, and he picks up the bishop. However, have an intermezzo with d6, and this is what he must have missed. And bishop e6 is d7, I pick up the rook, so he moves, I take, and in the same position, I have rook to e7. And this is pretty much game over immediately. So he went bishop b5, which is of course out of desperation. Here I believe I had multiply possibilities. Bishop b4 also seems to be completely winning, I don't know. I went for a4, which looked to me like very forcing, bishop d3, d6, it's really only moves, d7, rook b8 have to protect, bishop b4, so okay, I even here probably had other moves, but bishop b4, if he moves the rook, bishop b7, so he went here, and then I took, he takes, and the bishop e7. Yeah, maybe it was better bishop c5 to protect the pawn, but I just saw this sequence, so I want mate in one. he must go king to g7 to prevent, and e5, and my pawns are just going to queen, which happened in the game. So I don't think that from the hero on I made any serious inaccuracies, and the position is just completely winning. So
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, it was just basically an opening disaster for him, which I capitalized on. Yeah.
So, what do you think? What was the most important in this game for you? This idea of rook c3, or?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a new or rare idea, but I mean, of course, I cannot anticipate that when I play a new move, he is going to be winning on the spot, you know. No, obviously, he had just an off day and he couldn't recall or calculate it as precisely as it was needed. But I mean, he's a very strong player. Of course, I'm sure tomorrow he will do better. Yeah.
Of course, as you've mentioned, Maxim is a very strong player, but tomorrow you need also only to draw. What will be your strategy then?
I think it will be the same as last time you asked me, but now it's a bit more complicated because I'm black. So I will. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to win this game. You know, so in a way, I mean, I didn't really think about it. What happens if I won? Will I change? I will play the same as I've anticipated to do anyway. We'll see. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much once again. Congratulations and good luck for tomorrow.
Thanks.
Our guest was Grandmaster Richard Rapport. Thank you very much.